Oh boy. Not good.
This is Crunch and Punch with your hosts, Sean Emery.
But Microsoft, I hope that you die in a fire.
And Gary Page.
The man behind the punch.
Good morning, Gary.
Coming live from the Great Northwest, Crunch and Punch starts now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first or pilot episode of Crunch and Punch. I am Sean Emery, Crunch, and as always, here's my co-host,
Gary Page, the man behind the punch.
the man behind the punch. Beautiful. So, how's everything going? This is our first episode, so please forgive us ahead of time if we're a little bit choppy. We're still trying to figure this out. Thank you for watching us, and we don't have any sponsorships, so if anybody wants to give us a call, we are ready and willing to cash out immediately. First episode, can you imagine if we get that?
Oh, that'd be great.
I mean, Under Armour seems to be signing everyone. Why not us?
No, let's go ahead and get with Nike.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're local. They're local.
Nike is Northwest, so let's just go ahead and do it with Nike.
Yeah, that's true. That sounds beautiful. Anyways, welcome to the first episode. I am Sean Emery, basic introductions. Been doing YouTube for about, ever since like 2009, Twitch for about 2013, 2014, on again, off again. So, podcasts are completely new to me. I have absolutely no idea. Basic deals. I've played every Nintendo console since it was new, along with some of its competitors. Been a Seahawks fan for a really long time. I remember being a Mariners fan, actually, before I was a Seahawks fan, so... Well, yeah, hey. We had that one moment of glory in 95 when I was 6 years old, and somehow Macklemore's song, My Oh My, kind of jogged my memory a while back. But you're a fan of the Falcons. You know what it means by, hey, we'll take what we can get.
Hey, I'm a diehard Falcons fan. Been a fan since 98. Of course, I am from the Northwest area. Yeah, I've been a Falcons fan forever. I'm also a Dallas Mavericks fan as well. Mm-hmm. It's been a rough couple times for us, since the 2011 championship. But, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I actually do have, like, a lot of respect for you because it's like, in many ways, you being a Falcons fan was in many ways like being a Seahawks fan between, like, 2000 to 2006. We did have that one run at the Super Bowl, but, I mean, let's be honest, we still weren't really that great or whatever. And even though the friggin' refs stole it from us, let's not forget about that. It's like how we were compared to what we are now, or whatever. There really is no comparison.
Well, how many rings do you have?
Well, yeah.
How many rings do we have?
I don't know.
I will trade you. We have none.
Oh, okay.
I will trade you that ring any day of the week.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's like, in many ways, it's kind of like, how like, any team that was horrible all of a sudden becomes good. You have your bandwagoners and then they leave or whatever. It's like, I know where you're coming from by, it's like, you're a fan of a team, and by all accounts, from an outsider looking in, you really have no reason to be a fan of that team.
Right.
So it's like, hey, you know what? Props to you. And I really hope that they do end up eventually getting one, for sure.
I do like our coach, Dan Quinn from the Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. I do have a lot of faith in him. He is a defensive-minded coach. We definitely do need the defense in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And, with the new news that just came out, we are hosting a Super Bowl in 3 years.
Yeah.
In the city of Atlanta. And so that'll be a lot of good exposure for us as well.
And I was looking at that picture on Twitter, by the way, of, like, the new stadiums and everything.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Holy smoke!
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like not even yours, but also the one in Minnesota and the one.
Yeah, US Bank Stadium. Oh yeah.
It's like I think I even remember. I think I like shot this out a while back. It was like, it's crazy. I remember being in like elementary school or whatever, thinking. I remember thinking, like, the way that those stadiums look now, it's like, I remember thinking as a kid, yeah, that's what buildings in the future are going to look like. Welcome to the future. We're freaking here.
We are here.
Jeez.
I think about it. Remember the Blazers played at the old Memorial Coliseum. Now look at the Coliseum now.
Yeah.
It's just run down, but you think about it, that's where they won their championship back in 77.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, it's a beautiful stadium. I definitely can't wait. Me and the fiance are definitely going to be going to that week 1 game.
Oh, yeah.
Once it opens up, not this season, but the following season.
Right.
We're definitely going to that. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, we can find a way to go to this Falcons-Seahawks game. What's that, the 16th of October this year?
I believe so. The 16th, the 21st, it's somewhere around there.
We're going to try to go to that one as well.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to get in on some of that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so for anybody who wandered into this podcast and basically wondering what it is because, well, you just heard a remix of Big Blue from F-Zero and we're talking about football. We are essentially trying to do
The impossible.
The absolute impossible. We are somehow trying to combine the world of video games and football, or more broad, nerdom and sports. And
now mind you, we're not saying that, it's not like a Madden thing. We're talking about actual live sports and the new world of video games.
Right.
Especially there is a show on TNT that's coming out, I do believe today. It's an esports show.
Is that TNT or is that
TBS?
TBS.
No, it might be TBS.
Yeah.
Turner. It's same thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do believe that does come out today. I could be wrong. But yeah, I mean, it's a completely different world than, what we grew up with, with the video games back in the days. So, yeah, we're definitely going to try to do something that no one thinks that can be done.
Yeah, you know what? I never even really thought about that, but it's like, with one section being video games and the other section being sports, I didn't even think about it, but esports would be a perfect fit, basically, for what we're going for.
Right, absolutely.
Have you gotten a chance to see any of the esports tournaments?
I have not. But, I do know it's definitely getting a huge following now. Mm-hmm. You can definitely listen to some of the sports radio, Colin Cowherd.
Yep.
His co-host, Christine Lay, he is actually a host of one of these events. I do believe it's for the League of Legends.
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
I still have yet to watch that. I've been told I do need to watch it. Mm-hmm. But it's a whole new world out there now for video games.
I will say this about League of Legends. It's like, League of Legends in many ways, from an outsider, watching the game, is very much one of those games where I would put it in the same category as StarCraft 2. It's like, you kind of need to have a basic understanding as to what's happening from a viewer perspective to actually understand and appreciate what's happening in the game. But at the same time, there's plenty of other esports where it's like, if you're just wanting to watch people actually if you're just wanting to watch a good, let's go ahead and call it a sport. If ESPN can call the spelling bee a sport, this can be considered a sport as well.
Right.
Outsider looking in though, two games that I would highly recommend checking out is Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Rocket League, because not only is the production value and how they're able to shoot the cameras really well, but it's like, okay, for CSGO, there's obviously a strategy. A team is trying to plant the bomb, and you have the counter-terrorists who are trying to take them out or whatever. Some of the headshots, some of the strategies, some of the kills that I've seen, it's like three guys will throw smoke grenades, and another guy has absolutely no idea what he's seeing and still can pull off a double headshot. It's ridiculous. And then Rocket League as well, which is essentially, 3-on-3 remote-controlled rocket-powered cars playing soccer. And as someone who's played the game, some of the moves those guys are pulling, not only the aerials, but the passes for a goal are just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, trust me, I'm watching you on Twitch play the game. I mean, it's hilarious. It's the funniest thing, especially when you decide to score, for your team.
Oh, why'd you bring that up?
Well, because you've done it more than one time, so I think it needs to be brought up. That definitely looks like a fun game. It looks addicting as well. Mm-hmm. I thought about playing it, but I think I might embarrass myself, so I stay away.
You missed your chance because it was free on PlayStation for a while.
And you're telling me this now?
Well, that was back when the game launched last year. I wouldn't have had it anyway. Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely have to bring that up. That's good stuff. But anyway, just for anybody listening, just be patient with us. We're still trying to figure this thing out. It sounds like it could work, especially with the emerging world of esports or whatever. And just, something else I'll mention as well or whatever is that the main focus on the nerd side will be video games, but, occasionally we'll touch into, TV shows, movies. I don't think comics just because I'm very unfamiliar with that or whatever. But yeah, movies, TV shows, we might touch on that. And other sports as well, baseball, basketball, NASCAR, no. It's just, but the main focus is going to be football, especially when football season starts.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're definitely doing this at the right time. We have the NBA playoffs almost coming to an end, and we will be starting training camp in the NFL here in the next few weeks, actually.
Yeah.
So we're actually doing this at the perfect time.
All right. Yeah. And definitely a few months before the beginning of the season. All right. Sounding good. Here comes the news!
In today's news, a hedgehog wearing sneakers blasted a robot monkey.
Crunch and Punch News!
All right, here comes the news. The first article that I have today is, unfortunately, one of the games that I have been looking forward to the most this year has been delayed. Originally, No Man's Sky was set to launch on June 21st, but it has now been delayed. Good news, though, it's only going to be delayed until July or August. Now, if we were going to have like another Zelda U or Mighty Number 9 situation on our hands where it was going to be delayed like 6 to 9 months or whatever, I would be absolutely pissed off. But it's just a month. It's just a month or two. They're probably just ironing out everything or whatever. So you know what? A game as good as No Man's Sky, if it takes a little bit of time, I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay with that. Have you gotten a chance to hear about this game?
This is the first time I'm hearing of it.
No Man's Sky?
Never heard of it.
Okay, so just imagine this, okay? Essentially what it is an open world Star Fox. It's an open world Star Fox with a universe so huge. And I mean, I'll go in and check it out to be sure or whatever, but apparently this universe sandbox that you can play in this game is so huge, the chances of you actually running into another player is like astronomical. It is like ridiculously rare. And the cool thing is that as you're flying around, you can like warp light speed onto different parts of the universe and stuff like that. And if you come across either like a space station or a planet or a species that hasn't been discovered yet or whatever, it will say like, you know, the name of the planet or the species of creature discovered by you. And if anybody else comes across it, they're going to see your name. It sounds awesome. Plus upgrades to like your ship and your weapons and things along those lines or whatever in combat and stuff like that. You know, basic exploration stuff that you would want when you're exploring the universe. Yeah.
Sounds pretty legit.
Yeah. All right. So, that's one for the nerd side. What's going on the sports side?
Well, we did just have the Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals last night.
That's right.
It was 3-1 with the underdog actually taking the lead in the series. The defending champs, you know, with their backs against the wall.
Yeah.
But we actually had the Warriors come out with the win, 120-111.
Yeah.
Even though Durant had 40 points.
Oh.
He puts up 40 points. Pretty good game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty good game. But Steph Curry, he puts up 31. He had a solid game. You know, a lot of people were thinking that, you know, he was still hurt.
Yeah.
He showed them last night that, no, he's back.
I was about to say, I also heard that, who's been defending him the whole time? Westbrook?
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking that it's like, I kept hearing that Westbrook was giving Curry so much trouble. He only shot, in the last game, not last night's game, but the game before that, he only shot like 3 times in the fourth quarter or something like that or whatever. I'm actually really surprised that Curry had as good as a game as he did.
Westbrook is a hybrid point guard / shooting guard / shooting forward. He can play just about any position on the court. You know, when it comes to Steph Curry, I mean, he's great. He's a shooter, but he's not a great defender. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that could come to hurt them in this series, you know, going back to Oklahoma City for Game 6, which will be tomorrow, aired on TNT, by the way. So, you know, that's going to be the downfall. He needs to play better defense on Westbrook if they're going to have a chance to win a road game and take it back to Oracle for Game 7.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Definitely interesting. Nobody thought OKC was going to put up this much of a fight.
No. I think I called 4-1 Golden State. Going back to the finals. Mm-hmm. I was wrong. Yep. You know, but, you know, that's the world of sports. You know, you kind of have to guess. Yeah. You know, and I'm glad it's a series like this because, you know, it's definitely more enjoyable. You don't know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm definitely waiting for tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. And on that note, isn't today's game the one with the Raptors versus Cleveland?
Yep. Going back to Canada. Going back to Canada. Cavaliers are going up against Toronto. It will be... Game 6, I do believe. Yes, Cleveland is up 3-2. They can close it out tonight as well. But going back to the regular season, every home team has won each game. Yeah. Even in the regular season. And obviously, just like I said, this is in Toronto. Mm-hmm. You know, so could it go Game 7? I don't think so. I'm thinking LeBron's going to wake up and close this out tonight. Hopefully, because, you know, I definitely want Cleveland to get one for the land, as they do call it there. But, you know, it's actually been, you know, a pretty good series. You know, a lot of people thought it was going to be a 4-0 sweep. I thought that, you know, by looking at the first 2 in Cleveland. Yeah. But, you know, Toronto's a different beast in Toronto.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of interesting because, you know, I mean, I respect.
Respect on his name.
I respect LeBron just for like his game and, you know, obviously how good he is and things along those lines. But I mean, I really have no love lost. It's like if he loses a game or if he loses another chance at a championship, I'm not really going to be heartbroken over it or whatever. But this is actually a really interesting series because I'm not entirely sure if, you know, Cleveland or Toronto, whoever wins, will be able to beat either Golden State or OKC if they end up getting into the finals or whatever. But the interesting thing is that I love playoffs like this where it's like both Cleveland and Toronto, neither one of them have won a championship. So it's like, you know, that this game that's coming up tonight, it's like there isn't going to be anything left out, especially with Toronto playing at home and everything. It's really going to be one of those games where I would be very surprised if at the end of the game anybody on the bench looks like they have anything left in the tank.
This game is the most important game in Toronto franchise history.
I believe it.
This is the first time that this team has ever been in the conference finals in its history. First time ever. If they go in at home tonight and lose this game, man,
yeah,
it's going to be a lot of disappointed people, obviously. But you know, you're gonna have to look internally as well because those two stars in Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan have played horrible on the road this series.
True.
Pretty much, actually, the entire playoff, they played horrible on the road.
Yeah.
You know, so if they have another game like they did in Game 5, don't quote me on this, but I do believe Kyle had like 10 points and DeMar had 13 to finish the game. You're not going to beat LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers like that. You know, so I'm very interested to see this game tonight. I do think Cleveland's going to take it. You know, they need the rest.
Yeah.
The finals do start next Thursday on June 2nd. So, you know, just don't stretch it out. Just end it tonight.
Now, I guess something I'll go ahead and bring up as well is that, you know, with us being right across the river from Portland or whatever, Portland obviously did way better than we thought that we gave them credit for. We didn't think that they were going to, one, get into the playoffs, let alone get through the first round.
Right.
So, and, you know, they eventually lost, but at the same time, we were all like, okay, we lost, but nobody expected us to get this far or whatever. So it's like, yeah, it's a bummer that we didn't go any further, but at the same time, it's like, you know, that was a great season. Can't wait for next one. Do you think the same situation is going to happen over in Toronto? Like people, like fans of Toronto and especially people in Toronto are like, we didn't expect us to get this far. So even if we lose, hey, no problem. Let's gear up for next season.
Well, the difference between, you know, Toronto and Portland is that Toronto is coming in as a second seed, only one game behind Cleveland.
True.
You know, so I mean, they obviously have higher expectations than what the Blazers had.
Especially when the Blazers went up against Golden State, who everybody thought was going to end up winning this thing.
And they got a win.
Yeah.
They did get a win in that series. And, you know, they got blown out maybe a couple times in the series, but you know, if you watched all of the games, they were all pretty competitive.
Right.
You know, which is obviously playoff basketball, you know, you can just knock out the regular season once the playoffs do start. But I mean, for Toronto, if they don't win this series, you may see them clean house.
Oh,
honestly, because you know there was a report that did come out about DeMar DeRozan wanting to leave Toronto and go play for the Lakers. So if that happens and you're leaving just, you know, Kyle Lowry as the number one guy, the only All-Star on the team, I don't see them getting back to this point unless they add another big piece.
That is true.
But I mean, the big piece out there is Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant's not going to Toronto.
Well, especially not with with how on fire OKC has been in the last couple of games.
You know, but at the same time, you know, he may want to go back home to Washington D.C. There's a rumor, you know, he may want to play for the Wizards. He may want to stay in Oklahoma City. Who knows? I mean, if I was Kevin Durant, why would I want to leave such a great situation?
Yeah.
You know, you have Russell. You guys are two of the top 5 best players in the NBA. Why leave? Just go and stay there. You could win a championship this year.
Yeah.
You know, you could win a championship this year if you take care of business tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. So back over on my side, as you probably know, if any of you have been on, any social media lately or whatever, Overwatch launched this week. Now, obviously, it's been everywhere. Everybody's been talking about it. I'm actually surprised on Twitch. It's been like... it's overtaken League of Legends a couple of times in regards to total viewers. And I'm not going to lie, that only happens a handful of times. Usually League of Legends is number one on Twitch. And unless there's a tournament going on or whatever, it's always League of Legends at number one or whatever. But Overwatch has been, this entire week, a couple of times has had more viewers or whatever. It's actually so popular now that I can't even believe I'm saying this. The console version for PS4 and Xbox One is sold out on Amazon. On Amazon. If it was like GameStop or if it was Walmart.
Say that one more time.
On Amazon.
You heard that right.
Yeah.
On Amazon.
Yeah.
It's sold out on Amazon.
If it was like Walmart or GameStop or something like that, I would understand that. I would understand that. Yeah. But this is freaking Amazon. Are you kidding me? I'm more into. Okay, here's the thing that I'm actually more interested in. The article mentioned that it's sold out on Amazon, but they didn't mention how many total copies have been sold yet. So in my mind, I'm waiting for another article to come out next week or something and be like, okay, first week, how many units sold, i.e., how many units does it take for Amazon to sell out? Because that is absolutely ridiculous right now.
The way Amazon is to me, I thought they had like an unlimited supply of everything.
Pretty much.
You know, but now you're telling me that it's sold out for you said PS4 and Xbox One?
For the time being, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Didn't the game just come out this week?
Yeah, just a couple of days ago.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That game is legit, though.
Oh, I'll watch you play.
Yeah.
Trust me, it was hilarious.
Yeah, for the hour that my PC could play and stream this thing at the same time. Holy smoke. And I wasn't kidding about that, you know, after streaming it, it's my computer smelling like something was burning for a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, but it's actually really interesting. It's actually in many ways it kind of almost reminds me of like a Team Fortress 2 version of Halo, where you have like different classes who can do different things, different abilities that are beneficial in different situations. But the thing that I like about it so much, and the reason why I always liked Halo more so than like Call of Duty or whatever, was that unless you're getting hit with like a shotgun or a sniper rifle or things along those lines, if you start taking damage, you have a chance to turn around and fight back.
Right.
That was something that I always hated with Call of Duty, because people who played Call of Duty would play it like Halo, running around doing all kinds of stuff, so you couldn't form a strategy at all. But at the same time, it was all like, you know, you take one corner too long, pop, pop, you're dead. Right. And let's not even get started on the freaking noob tubers with the you know what that is. Yeah. The freaking grenade launchers.
Yeah.
Ugh. I hate that crap. Alright. But yeah, definitely, and you know, for a while I was wondering if I was going to buy Overwatch or whatever, just because I knew that the price tag was $60. There's a $40 version on the PC. And it comes with, you know, granted, it's kind of like the bare bones model. You don't have like...
Oh, it's not the full version.
Well, no. It is the full version. You get all the new classes and things along those lines. And even with the new characters that they're going to be adding later on, you still will have access to that. But the $60 version has like a bunch of different bonuses for... if you played other Blizzard games. Like, you have one of the characters in Overwatch you can then play as in Heroes of the Storm. Or if you play Hearthstone, there's a Overwatch-style card backing or things along... You know, little bonuses like that if you play other Blizzard games or whatever. I don't. Not enough to justify going another $20 up.
Right.
So I got the 40 version, and I'm good. I'm way good. Alright. So, I got one more... And in many ways, I don't know if I would consider this part of the nerd world, but, you know, let's just be completely honest. After all the crap that Microsoft tried to do with the Xbox One back in 2013, any opportunity to point out that Microsoft is failing, I'm going to take advantage of it.
Before you do that, let me just go ahead and put one little snippet in there, just one little quick one.
Sure.
I'm not really a huge hockey fan.
Oh, yeah.
But I do like Sidney Crosby. And the Penguins did win Game 7 last night, 2-1.
Right.
So they're moving on to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Absolutely.
So Game 1, that does start on the 30th, which is Monday, I do believe.
I think so.
Monday. Sounds about right. And they will be playing the Sharks. So, you know, I mean, I've always liked Crosby since he came into the NHL. Mm-hmm. You know, and I've actually watched a few games of the Penguins this year. They have a really good shot to do this, man.
Nice.
Really good shot. But I just wanted to go ahead and throw that in there before you drilled Microsoft.
No problem. And I it's interesting because I've seen a couple of hockey games live or whatever, and they are ridiculously fun to watch live. It's just, I don't understand. It's like, I don't understand why I don't watch it on TV more often, because it is, I don't want to quote something that I heard yesterday or whatever, but it's like, it essentially is the sport that I could see myself getting myself really into. There's hits there. It's really fast paced. Everybody's going back and forth. And like I said, I've seen it live, so I understand the appeal. I just don't know why I haven't given it more of a shot.
It could also be because of the scoring.
True.
A lot of people, yes, it is fast paced. Of course, there's nice hits, there's fighting as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when the score is 1-0,
yeah,
you want to see goals, you want to see touchdowns, you want to see 3-pointers, you want to see something, something exciting, a score, a nice score.
Yeah,
that could be that's my reason, that I don't watch it more.
Perhaps that's the same reason why soccer hasn't kicked off as much as it has.
Well,
I mean, it's kind of hard to say that from where we're at, because we're in the Pacific Northwest and we're like sandwiched between two cities that are totally gung-ho when it comes to soccer. That being the Portland Timbers and the Seattle Sounders.
Defending champion.
Yes.
Portland Timbers.
Absolutely. I need to see one of those games live. I actually saw a game with the Timbers back when it was still PGE Park and they were minor league or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, going way back to PG Park, I went to a few of those games as well.
Yeah.
But I know the Timbers Army now. Jeez. Those people, I'll go to a game, just don't put me in the Army.
Yeah.
I'll be in the back, I'll be on the side. Just don't put me in there by the Army. They don't sit down. They're loud, they're wild. But
Would you say the Timbers Army is like right up there with the 12s up in Seattle?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. My stepdad, he gets tickets to those games all the time. He's been to a few of them. He's came back home with a headache. It's loud.
Oh, yeah.
You have to stand the entire time if you're in that area.
That is true.
Because they don't sit down. They are that prideful of their team.
Mm.
And I can only imagine what the parade was like when they won that title.
Oh, I was there.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How was it?
Oh, it was okay. Well, first off, the parade itself was absolutely crazy because they had some people from the National Guard there, and so they had like a few tanks in the parade and stuff like that. It was frigid cold that day though, man. We actually had to like walk in place in order to prevent our toes from getting frostbitten at a couple of times. But, one of my favorite moments, and granted they had Humvees coming out and they had the Seahawks there and Pete Carroll and everything else along those lines. It was hilarious though because the team itself was like towards the back of the parade, but frickin' Marshawn Lynch was like in the center of the parade on one of the duck boats, and somebody had given him like a full 700, like a whole fifth of Fireball, and he was drinking that while on the duck boat. It was hilarious.
I'm not surprised. So now since you did go to both parades,
yes,
compare them. Compare the Seahawks championship parade to the Timbers championship parade.
Oh, I actually didn't go to the.
Oh, you didn't go to that one?
No.
Okay, I thought you went to that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the Seattle one was actually really cool though because they ended up taking the parade all the way down to CenturyLink or the Clink. And it was cool because all the seats were already sold out. And if you wanted to, you could go to the overflow section actually at Safeco where they were playing the whole trophy presentation thing on the Jumbotron or whatever. Annie and myself, we ended up just going to GameWorks because every single bar that had a TV was broadcasting this thing live or whatever, and we just wanted to warm up.
I watched it on NFL Network.
Yeah. It was awesome as well because, again, Marshawn Lynch being a goof or whatever, Russell Wilson was coming out with, holding the trophy or whatever, and frickin' Marshawn Lynch comes in with 2 bottles of Dom Perignon and starts spraying Wilson with the trophy and everything.
He just sprayed $2,000 on Russell Wilson. Right yeah. Alone, $2,000 just sprayed on the quarterback right now.
Man, I'm bummed out that he is. I think he's retired now. I don't know. I actually heard a report that he's debating about coming back or whatever, but that would like increase the cap for Seattle, so it's probably not going to happen.
Do you guys remember when we had this conversation, a few months back, and I said he hasn't signed on the dotted line for retirement, right? Did I not mention that?
I haven't heard anything.
Yes, he has never signed his name on that dotted line for retirement.
Right.
Just, what was it? Instagram picture
I saw
of his cleats on the line or something like that. That's not retirement. They're just saying, you're not going to play anymore. But I'm telling you, I honestly think that he's going to play this year. And I think he's going to be playing for the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, no.
I'm thinking he's playing for... Because Seattle's not bringing him back.
Well,
Seattle's already moved on.
See, this is what I was afraid of. It's like, okay, Lynch, please, if you're listening to Crunch and Punch, I don't know, but please, just don't go the way of Brett Favre, okay? It's like, you've had an awesome time. Seriously, in Seattle, you're pretty much immortal. Beastquake?
They throw Skittles at you, man.
Yeah.
Come on now. They throw Skittles at you.
Yeah, and freaking Beastquake. My parents were there when that happened, by the way. The year after the Saints won the Super Bowl.
Watched it.
It was just Lynch, please. You are immortal in Seattle. You are freaking royalty in Seattle. Retire as a Seahawk, please. I do not want to see you go to, nothing against the Raiders, I do not want to see you go to an organization that, for the time being, is not as good as Seattle, and then you ended up sucking and tarnishing what you built in Seattle. Retire as a Seahawk, please.
Now, the only thing about that is why I can see him playing in Oakland, because one, he is from the Oakland area.
Okay.
And two of his closest friends on that Seahawks team are now with the Oakland Raiders. One of them is Bruce Irvin. He is an Oakland Raider. Mm-hmm. And I cannot remember the other guy's name, but he was the linebacker that won Super Bowl MVP for you guys.
Oh, gosh.
I want to say it's Michael Smith.
That sounds right.
I want to say it's Michael Smith. Please don't quote me on that, you guys. But, yeah, those are two of his closest friends on that team. Besides, obviously, Chancellor and Sherman, obviously.
Yeah.
But, they're already with the organization. So if he's going to come back and play, from what I'm hearing, Seattle's already moved on. They really love Thomas Rawls.
Yeah.
I do believe they actually drafted a running back. Could be wrong on that as well. But I'm telling you, if he does decide to come back, I'm thinking he's going to be wearing that silver and black.
Yeah, honestly, the only reason why I was actually okay with Lynch, quote-unquote, retiring was because of how good Rawls was looking last year or whatever. Right. It's kind of like...
Before he broke his leg, right? Broke his ankle?
Broke his ankle, yeah. It was kind of like, okay, it's like, I'd be disappointed to see him retire. I definitely do not want to see him retire because I don't want to see the end of beast mode. But at the same time, if we have someone who can pretty much do the same job, then it's like, okay, if you need to retire, because obviously how many more hits can you take?
Now, do you think this is honestly stemming back from the Super Bowl loss that you guys had against New England?
I don't know. Gosh, why'd you have to bring that up?
I'm sorry. It's the 1 yard line, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's the 1 yard line.
It's the 1 yard line. You have 20 seconds left, and you have a timeout. If you're going to go for the pass, go for the pass, but why not just try one run? Because even if it doesn't work, you have a timeout to stop the clock.
Well, I mean,
and even if you didn't have the timeout, you had 20 seconds, so you could spike it.
And it's more than just running the ball. You have one of the best running backs in the NFL in your backfield.
Yeah,
give him a chance. I do believe you guys were on the 6 or 7 yard line. He got you to the 1.
Yeah,
he almost got in there. Are you telling me he cannot get 1 yard?
The only thing that I can think of, and the only way that I've been able to cope with this, is just the only thing that I can think of is what we're talking about. All the reasons why they should have ran. Maybe that's what New England was thinking, and that's why they went with the pass, because New England was all like, okay, they have a timeout, 20 seconds left, first down, they're going to go for a run. If the pass had been made and they had gotten the touchdown, that would have been like one of the biggest fake outs in NFL, at least in Seahawks history. It's like they all were expecting the run was going to happen, the pass was made, and they got a touchdown, faking everybody else out. It just didn't work. So now we're talking about why they didn't run. And it's
the wonderful thing about sports, right?
Yeah.
If he makes the catch, scores touchdown, you win the Super Bowl. We're not even talking about the run anymore, are we?
Nah.
But, things happen. It was a hell of an interception from Malcolm Smith. I can't think of the dude's name. But it was a crazy interception. I mean, he pretty much knocked the dude off the block.
Yep.
So, I mean, hats off to them. At least you got one. At least you win the 2 Super Bowls back to back. I would love to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, you still got, what's the guy's name? Julio Jones?
Oh, it's the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
How did your Falcons do in the draft, by the way?
Well, we went strictly defense. I do believe we got a couple offensive players, but we only had 6 picks in the draft.
Oh,
the entire draft. We had 5. We had more, but, stemming back to the unfortunate discipline that we had for the pumping in fake noise in our dome. Yeah. We're not going to talk about that, though, Right. But, yeah, so we only had 5. We traded down and got a pick in the draft. Our first round pick, Keanu Neal, strong safety from Florida.
All right.
They're comparing him to Cam Chancellor because, like I said, obviously Dan Quinn is from Seattle. He was the you guys defensive coordinator, so obviously he's trying to build that Seahawks defense in Atlanta. A lot of people, the experts, they did not like the pick. I like the pick. I mean, the guy can hit. He's quick. His hands are definitely underrated. But he's going to be a rookie.
Yeah.
Rookies either pan out first year or, they are a rookie that first year and then, they progress that second year.
Give it a little bit of time,
right.
yeah.
Like I said, I've been a fan of this team since 98. We only have 1 conference championship in our history. No Super Bowls. So I'm patient, obviously.
Right.
So hopefully Keanu, takes over that starting spot. So we did get rid of our starting strong safety, William Moore. So he should be starting come week 1.
All right, sounds good. So, all right, so just the one other thing. I know we kind of went on like a 20-minute tangent right there, but who cares?
You liked it.
I liked it. Yeah, I did like it. I liked it a lot.
Everybody else liked it too.
I think so too, yeah. All right, so I'm just going to touch on this real quick or whatever because I got to bust Microsoft's balls a little bit.
Bust it.
Microsoft is quitting its attempt at the phone market, cutting 1,850 jobs, 1,350 of which are in Finland, because they are going to kill off the Nokia Lumia line. So anybody who has a Windows phone, well, you don't need to worry about that. They're still going to support you. But at the same time, anybody who bought into the idea that Windows was actually going to make a decent phone, well, sorry, you just kind of screwed up right there. And I would like to point out as well that it was only 3 years ago that Microsoft bought Nokia for $7.2 billion.
Wait, how much?
$7.2 billion.
$7.2 billion.
Billion.
And they're cutting the phone.
Yeah. And 3 years later, nope, we're not doing it.
Yeah, I bet they wish they can take back that investment.
Jeez. Yeah, and it's hilarious when I think about it because it's like, okay, you got Microsoft who buys this phone company for $7.2 billion. 3 years later, it's absolutely dead. Meanwhile, Google bought like YouTube for like, what was it, like $1.2 billion or something like that. And look at what they ended up doing with it. So it's like, obviously one knows how to invest their money and the others don't. Gosh. But yeah, you mentioned before that, you actually, either had or had a chance to take a look at one of those Windows phones.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did have a Nokia Lumia. This is a while ago when I used to work for a cell phone company. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, that phone was the worst phone I ever had in my life. I mean, that's going back to the flip phone. It was worse than a flip phone. Obviously the market was horrible. I mean, it was barely anything that was worth getting for free. Let alone, the things that was on there that were, that you had to pay for. You're not going to pay for it. You don't even know what it is.
Right.
And plus the phones burned. They got real hot. I think I went through 3 of them because my screen burned. I had burn marks on my screen.
Jeez.
And it was just because it was in my pocket.
Oh, what the? Wow.
Yeah. And I say, of course, the layout is horrible. Everything is tiled. It was just horrible. It's live tiles. And your battery never lasted because those tiles were live.
Oh, so it was the same freaking thing that the Windows 8 crap that they tried to force on us.
Right.
Yeah. Jeez, I hated that. And I remember, and let me let me just bring up the quote that I don't even have the guy's name on here or whatever, but basically when the announcement was made, this guy was trying to like mitigate the, hey investors, don't worry about us, we're still kind of thing or whatever. It's like, for context, Windows 10 recently crossed 300 million monthly active devices, our Surface and Xbox, blah 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 blah. Stay with us, we still need your money, that kind of pandering or whatever. It's this quote that I absolutely love, though. Yet our phone success has been limited to companies valuing our commitment to security, manageability, and continuum, and with customers who value the same. So in other words, they're not saying, no, we didn't screw up. It's because companies and the average person who was supposed to buy our phone didn't understand what we were trying to do. We did nothing wrong. They're the idiots because they didn't know what we were trying to do. Douches. It's just, I got no other way to say it. It's all like, okay, granted, I got a bachelor's degree in business administration or whatever. I don't know any of the information I don't remember most of the information that I got out of that class. All I know is that I got a BA. And when you start up an argument, you better be damn sure that you get some statistics to back it up or whatever. That's what I learned in college. But here's the thing. From a business standpoint, just from what I can understand, whenever you say, we're right, the customers are wrong, and we have it the right way, they just don't know it yet, it never works.
That's the truth. Trust me. I've worked in a lot of customer service jobs in my life. Mm-hmm. Let me say one time that the customer is wrong.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the end of my job. Obviously, without the customer, you're not selling anything.
Yeah, and not to mention as well, we both worked at a undisclosed lease to own place. Both of us in the warehouse, myself at the stores or whatever. The customer can be damn wrong at times.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. Take it from a guy who ended up delivering like a 65-inch plasma TV to this one rundown apartment, to this apartment that had no furniture, no nothing. The kids are sleeping on a blanket on the carpet, and they're bringing in a new 65-inch TV.
Priorities, people.
Yeah.
Priorities.
What you need versus what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not even about what you need, it's what they need.
Right.
As me being a father of 3,
mm-hmm.
I know what my priorities are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the news. So, let's go ahead and get on to the headliner, which we still need to do a bit more research on this. I wasn't able to find a whole lot of articles on this, but based off of what I heard off of an insider from Colin Cowherd, Floyd Mayweather versus... Crap, I'm blanking on the guy's name again! Dang it! Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, September 18th. They're trying to make it happen. You know what? Here's the thing. As an MMA guy, I've seen Conor McGregor fight, and he is absolutely amazing. I've also seen Floyd Mayweather fight, and I really don't know how they would be able to make this work at all.
The only way I can see this even working at the slightest is if Mayweather gets in the MMA ring as well.
Yeah. Because
obviously McGregor, he's a beast in the octagon. Okay?
Right.
But is he a boxer? That's the question. Is he a boxer?
You know what? He has had a couple of knockouts. He did knock out that one in a title fight. He ended up like one punch knocking out this guy.
Well,
but
you can knock out somebody.
Yeah.
But is he a boxer? Because Floyd Mayweather is a boxer.
Yeah.
He may not knock everybody out, but you can't touch him.
Yeah.
And that's the difference because he plays defense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, get Floyd in the MMA ring.
Yeah.
He will get destroyed.
Yes.
And in my opinion, McGregor will get destroyed in the boxing ring because he won't be able to touch him because it's all fists.
Yeah.
There's no elbows, there's no feet, no shin kick, none of that. It's just boxing.
Exactly.
Fist don't fist. So that's the only way I'm actually going to be intrigued by this is if they do each sport.
Yeah.
It's the only way. That is the only way. And it's, to me, as a boxing guy, if this fight happens, it's a slap in the face.
Oh, really?
It's a slap in the face because how is he, think about it like this. All these other people that fought Mayweather had to work to fight him.
Right.
A guy who's never even been associated with boxing is going to come in and fight this man, fight the greatest of all time. His words, not mine.
At full price, I might add.
And that's probably going to be like an $80, $90 pay-per-view. I'm not ordering that. But I've always say I'm not going to order it, but I probably will because it's Mayweather. Yeah. But I mean, he hasn't earned the right to do that. Now, if he wants to get there, okay, maybe he needs to get in the ring and fight some of the guys that Mayweather beat down.
That's true.
But I mean, for instance, we'll talk about this later, but we'll talk about the Triple G.
Yeah.
Let's see that fight. Let's see that fight before we talk about an MMA guy going up against a boxer, or vice versa.
Right.
Let's pump the brakes now. Let's just pump the brakes. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. I'm with you on pretty much everything you just said, because it's like in a boxing match, I've seen McGregor fight, but the thing is that when it comes to straight up boxing or whatever, especially against Mayweather, nobody can even freaking touch Mayweather. The dude is like, what? He's in his 40s now, right? Or is he about to be?
If he's not 40, he's pretty close.
Yeah.
He's pretty close.
So it's like, okay, he's 40 and still nobody can freaking land a punch on him. So, I mean, without all the other MMA stuff, I don't see how McGregor would be able to do that. The one thing that I will say about McGregor is that, here's what I think would make a boxing match, even if McGregor just goes straight up boxing, would make it somewhat interesting. McGregor is relentless. The dude is relentless. He is fearless. He doesn't care how bad he's gonna get, knocked in the face or whatever, as evidenced by that, I think it was that Nick Diaz fight that he had.
Last fight?
No, not the last fight. The last fight that he had was the one-punch knockout. The one before that where his face got all bloody.
Oh. Yeah. Didn't he lose that fight?
No, he won.
Which one did he lose? Didn't he lose to Nick Diaz?
Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, Nick Diaz, that was the one where he went up 2 weight classes, and it's like, well, no wonder you lost that, because you had to go up 2 weight classes to match up with him. I'm talking about, so it was that fight, then it was the one-punch knockout, and then it was the one before that. Maybe it was Chad Mendez or something like that. Man, if people are going to be going left and right, it's all like, no, you're wrong, you don't know your MMA guys. I'm an outsider looking in, okay? Give me a break. But the point is that the dude can take a punch. I don't know how many more punches he could take in regards to just his career and stuff like that. But that's the only way that I think I would be able, that would make that fight interesting, because McGregor in a boxing match would not be afraid of Mayweather. It's like, yeah, he might get decked in the face a few times, but he's still going to come at him and try to do everything he can to land a couple of hard punches. I still say Mayweather would win. But just for that fact alone, it would be entertaining to watch.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind that he would win a fight in boxing.
Yeah.
But he would not beat McGregor in MMA.
Right.
UFC. He would not. There's no way. There's no way. He's not trained for that.
Right.
Just like, I understand, he's an MMA fighter, but he's not trained to be a boxer. Mm-hmm. That's why these are 2 completely different sports.
Yeah.
And to answer your earlier question, Mayweather is 39.
Okay.
He will be turning 40 February of next year. And
okay.
McGregor's only 27.
Ooh, okay.
He's 27. Yeah. He's young. So, I do believe Mayweather would win this fight. Mm-hmm. But I will definitely say McGregor would get some licks in. Mm-hmm. He will hit him. He will hit him.
Yeah.
But it's a lot different wearing that padded glove than the MMA gloves.
And to be honest with you, I think that might be enough of a reason for me to get that pay-per-view, just because I know McGregor would hit him, and in most of the other Mayweather fights I've seen, no one else has been able to hit the guy. Nope. So let's see what happens when he actually takes a hard punch.
Even some of the legendary boxers of our time who's fought him can't touch him.
Yeah.
Even everybody's gonna say, "Oh, well, Mayweather doesn't knock anybody out." That's not the point. I mean, because if you really pay attention to him, he gets paid per round.
Yeah.
So why would you want to knock somebody out in the first round when you get paid per round?
And let's be completely honest, the only reason why we're talking about this as an actual possibility is because both the boxing promoters and the MMA guys are all like, this will make money. That's the only reason why anybody's talking about this. Even Mayweather, for all intents and purposes, is retired, and he's even said that it's like the only way that he would even think about getting into any kind of fight is for $100 million. Oh, so it's like, let's be completely honest here or whatever. It's like we can think about all of this happening, all the possibilities. The only reason why it might actually happen is because it'll make money. That's the only reason.
If Floyd gets in the ring, he's making money.
Yeah.
It's going to be $100 million. Mm-hmm. But let's not even talk about this. Let's talk about something that is more than likely going to happen. Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G.
Yeah.
That's the fight that everybody wants to see. That's the fight I want to see.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this man fight, and I'm talking about Triple G, obviously you've seen Canelo fight. The dude he's small. He doesn't look big at all. His hands are quick. Mm-hmm. His hands are made of steel. He'll hit you one time, right here, it's over.
Yeah.
It is over. The dude is ridiculous. And that's why people think that Floyd is ducking him, because they think this man could beat him.
Ah.
Think this man could beat him.
Don't want to put a blemish on that record of his.
Of course not. But, I mean, that's why I think he's coming back, because I do believe he's tied for the best record in boxing history. Why would Floyd want to be tied
with
anybody?
Exactly.
He's going to want the record.
Yeah.
I think he's coming back. I don't know who it's going to be against. I just hope it's not Pacquiao again. Mm-hmm. We seen that. That's over. If you're going to do anything, if you're not going to fight Triple G, let's go ahead and get the Canelo Mayweather 2. Let's get that going. Yeah. I'm definitely ordering that fight. Ordering that fight.
Canelo was the headliner of the last pay-per-view that we saw, right?
Yes.
Canelo was the guy who had the knockout.
Yeah, he's the one that knocked out Amir Khan.
Yeah.
And I thought Amir Khan died.
Yeah.
The dude his head hit that canvas so hard, his eyes were glossy. I thought he was dead. Yeah. I'm glad he's not, but I thought it was over.
Yeah.
That hit was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's funny because I mentioned this before the podcast started, but I actually said that, not necessarily to save boxing, because, there's a lot of people like you who are still really into boxing and everything else along those lines. But I mentioned that one of the things that, in my opinion, could be the thing that not necessarily saves boxing, but makes it like gives it a lot more limelight and a lot more attention, is I said that, in my opinion, boxing needs another monster. We need another Mike Tyson. We need another person who, might not be the quickest on his feet, might not have the best finesse or defense or whatever, but just somebody who, I don't care who you are, you're in the ring with me, I'm marching straight towards you, and I'm gonna beat the crap out of you until your corner either, throws in the towel or you get knocked out or whatever. In my opinion, boxing needs another Goliath, because then people are going to be like, well, who's going to be the David to, take out this Goliath? I mean, that would be the thing that would, I have both ESPN channels or whatever. I think I still get like Friday night fights. I just always forget that happens or whatever. And if I had a chance to see Goliath, then yeah, I definitely would be paying more attention.
Do you get NBC and Fox?
The basic channels, yeah.
Well, they do have the premier boxing on those channels sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it'd be on those two channels, Spike TV. Mm-hmm. I do believe it does come on ESPN now as well. So, I mean, I would just check your listings, man. I mean, I do believe they had the, you know who Adrian Broner is? You remember Adrian Broner? The black boxer who was humping the guy.
Oh gosh!
Yeah, that freak, that weirdo, that guy. Yeah, yes. his fight, I do believe, was on Fox. Yeah, that guy. Don't get me started on him. Don't get me started on that guy. But yeah, I mean, just check your listings, man. You can see boxing on those channels.
But but something that you were bringing up was that you believe that Triple G is that monster.
Triple G could be that guy. He could really be that guy. But for me, I grew up on, watching boxing with my dad.
Oh, okay.
And, it was always about one weight class, and it was the heavyweight.
Right.
Now, to me, it just seems like it's just disappeared. No one even talks about heavyweight boxing anymore.
Yeah.
It's all about, the welterweight now. That's all they talk about. For me, if there's going to be, a beast in this boxing ring, it's going to be somewhere. It has to be a heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Because, really, it's only one division that we're looking at now.
So that actually raises up another point, though, because if the boxing monster has to be heavyweight, is there enough? Well, let's be completely honest. Is there enough professional heavyweight boxers going at it right now where enough buzz could be brought up by saying like, okay, it's Goliath versus I don't know this guy's name.
Well, nowadays, now when it comes to the heavyweight division, it's the Klitschko brothers. That's it. You don't hear too many other guys in the heavyweight division anymore. And that's, back in the days, it was, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Evander.
Yeah.
Lennox Lewis. People like that. Hell, Buster Douglas, who knocked out Tyson.
Yeah.
So, that's, especially seeing a fight like that, that's the biggest upset to me in boxing history. is when Buster Douglas knocked him out. You know, come on now, this dude was a beast. I mean, this is Mike Tyson we're talking about, the baddest man in boxing, and he gets knocked out.
Yeah,
he gets knocked out cold. I'm telling you, we need heavyweight boxing back. Do I think it's coming back? No, I honestly do not think it's coming back because I mean, you know, they don't put enough emphasis on it anymore. I mean, you know, they don't have the fighters for heavyweight boxing like they do with the welterweights. Because like I said, you know. Obviously, you got Manny, you got Floyd, Triple G, Canelo, you know, Sugar Shane. He's older, but he still fights. Bernard Hopkins, he's older, but he still fights. You know, so I mean, you know, I would love for, you know, heavyweight boxing to come back. I'm just not getting my hopes up.
Right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, hey, you know what? I guess I forgot to mention this as well, but apparently on the sports section, we'll be bringing up boxing. We'll be bringing up MMA as well. And, you know what? I think that's a good point to cut it off or whatever. So, what do you got going on this week? Anything sports related? Anything cool? Not a whole lot?
Well, you know, just watching these playoffs. You know, hopefully, you know, like I said, Cleveland does take care of business tonight. There is, like I said, Game 6 back in Oklahoma City on Saturday. And something else I probably should have mentioned about myself. I do have a passion, and it is barbecue. That is my passion.
Yeah.
I've had my barbecue before. I say it's great. He says it's great.
I've had it. It's great. Yeah. Goldie's, he's coming for you.
I'm coming for everybody. Trust me, I'm coming for everybody. If you barbecue, you can hit me up on Twitter at GPage2012 and show me your skills. And I will show you mine.
Yeah.
But I just have a barbecue on Sunday. Got some friends coming into town. Other than that, nothing really. You know. What about you?
Well, tonight I'm going to, I can't believe it, I'm 27 years old, and tonight I'm going to my first kegger.
Oh, jeez.
So that's gonna be fun.
I went to Oregon State University. I went to a lot of those. So you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
You might want to take Uber.
Oh, well, I don't know if Uber would be going all the way out in the woods where I'm going, but,
you never know.
But, you know, I know that the place has a couple of guest rooms, and I will be remembering that.
There you go.
So, there's that going on. Probably just going to play a lot more Overwatch. I'm still bummed out that I can't play Doom. That is, oh, gosh, I keep watching that game.
Doom is a great game. I have it on my Xbox One. It's gory. If you love the gore, people, get the game.
I finally gotten to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, I can get with the gore.
It's a great game. I haven't played it in a few days. You know, obviously, you know, I got 1-year-old twins at home, so I'm very busy. But it's a great game. I love the game. It's gory.
Yeah.
It's like the old school Doom.
Yeah.
You know, the original.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I like that stuff, man.
Yeah, and it sucks as well because I was looking at the system requirements, and it's like, everything about my PC, it's like everything is good to go, but the processor just can't handle it. And then I was looking at Fry's. It was the same place where I built the PC. And I would probably still go with AMD because the AMD processor I have in there, and it's been working fine. I got no reason to upgrade to Intel, but the one that I'm looking at the minimum would be probably about like anywhere between like 150 to 160 bucks to get a new processor that would handle Doom. So 160 plus 60 for the game, plus, you know, if I need to talk to one of the technicians to get the thing in there, that's probably going to be another 30, 40 or whatever. So,
well, that's better than spending $1,500 on a new computer.
Well, yes. That's always way better than that. But still, I don't know. The way games are going, it might be time to get the processor upgraded. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
So anyway, though, this is...
I have one more thing.
Okay.
It's kind of a serious note.
All right.
It's sports, but it's a black spot in the sports world.
Sure.
I'm not sure if you heard, Baylor's head coach, Art Briles, was fired.
Yes, I did hear about this.
Well, you know, it wasn't due to, you know, performance of the team. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard the story, you know, about, you know, some of the young women on campus, you know, being sexually harassed. Yeah. And being told not to say anything. You know, I'm a father with 2 girls. And if any of you young ladies are out there listening, if they tell you don't say nothing, don't listen to that. Please say something, because, you know, this is happening in sports. Obviously, this is going to happen on any level in our lives. So, you know, get the help, please. You know, this ain't about sports anymore. You know, this whole thing about, you know, saving saving Baylor football, or we want to spend. Well, excuse me, they already spent $300 to $400 million on their brand new stadium.
Oh, gosh.
But they wanted to make sure that no one said anything. Not the women. They said the women better not say anything, or there will be repercussions of what you say. Right. So
wow,
just that stuff. That's a black spot on sports. But speak.
Yeah.
Anything like that, just please speak. And who cares about Baylor football?
Yeah.
Because it ain't about football anymore.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
And you said everything that needs to be said, so I'm just going to leave it right there. Sounds good. So anyway, this was the first episode of Crunch and Punch. Thanks for listening. If you have any suggestions of either sports, games, or topics that you want us to look into, definitely let us know in the comments. I'm going to try to get this up on YouTube, SoundCloud, and I'm going to see if there's anywhere else to post this thing or whatever. But yeah, we'll try to get this thing around as much as I can. So hey, until next time, I'm Crunch.
And I'm the Punch.
And we'll see you next episode.
Peace.